Welcome to future secondary students to this online Karnataka CET JEE NEET coaching classes for this academic year. Today we are going to discuss from the PUC first year chapter. The chapter name is Mechanical Properties of Solids and Fluids chapter. So let us begin with what it's a synopsis. Now in Mechanical Properties of Solids and Fluids, it is a combination of two chapters. Now you begin with what first? Solids. So in solids, now I am just to make you one clarification. We are synopsis here discussing only, not in detail, only what it's what important points. So let us, so that we are going to cover what more number of questions within given 2 hours. For that sake, we are only discussing important points. Begin with what? Elasticity. It is the property of the matter, virtue of body which tends to regain its original shape, size after removal the deforming force. That is called elasticity. Elasticity. It is the property of the matter, virtue of it does not regain its original shape and size after the removal of a deforming force. That is called plasticity. Example: a lump of clay, putty, coal tar, paraffin wax. And perfect elastic body and plastic body, it is given, just read out. Now we made it here red words, that is very important. Practically there is no material which is either perfectly elastic or perfectly plastic, and the bear of actual bodies lies between the two extremes. Next, elastic limit, that is the maximum deforming force up to which a body retains its property, and that is called its elastic limit. Elastic fatigue, that is temporary loss elastic properties because of action repeated alternating deforming force. Because of this elastic fatigue, we made here points. One is bridges are declared unsafe after long time their use, and spring balance shows wrong readings after they have been used for long time. We are able to break the wire by repeating the bending. This is the reason, that elastic fatigue. This is very important. Stress is given by restoring force per unit area, that is F upon A, and its SI is given by Newton per meter square. And dimensionally it is given by M1 L1 T minus 2. Depending upon the nature of the deforming force acting on the body, it will be classified 3 types. One is longitudinal stress, second one volume stress, third one shearing stress. Begin with first one, longitudinal stress. That is given by, also it is also named as a tensile stress. Mathematical expression is what? Restoring force upon cross section of its area. That is called tensile stress or longitudinal stress. Second one, compressive stress. It is also same, force per unit area. Third one, volume stress, or is also called bulk stress, hydraulic stress or normal stress. It is given by, volume stress is also what? Normal force upon what? Unit area. Third one is what? Shearing stress. It is also called what? Tangential stress. That is given by tangential force upon what? Unit area or surface area. Come to next one, important, strain. It is a ratio of change in the dimension to is what's the original dimension of the body. That is called strain. And strain can be given by what? Mathematically, change in the dimension to the original dimension. Strain pure has a no unit and no dimension. It will be classified into 3 types. One is longitudinal, volume, shearing. Longitudinal diagram is given. It is linear in shape. Expression is delta L upon L. Here it is volume strain, delta V upon minus delta V upon V. The negative sign indicates that volume decreases when the body under bulk stress. Third one, shearing strain. that is given by what? Here it making an angle, that is shearing strain can be given by what? Tan theta is equals to x by L. If the theta is small, then tan will be removed, theta becomes x upon L. These are the three types of what? Strains. Very important, one more, Hooke's law. You know, within the elastic limit, the stress is always directly proportional to the strain. That is, stress is directly proportional to strain, and this can be equalizing by taking a constant E is called modulus of elasticity. Depending upon the types of applied resulting strain, there are three types of what? Modulus of elasticity. First one is Young's modulus, second one is bulk modulus, third one rigidity modulus. What is Young's modulus? It is given by here. It is the longitudinal stress upon longitudinal strain, and mathematical expression given by F upon A divided by dl upon L. Or here F can be changing by what? M into G, and area can be changed by what? Pi r square. So this is becomes it's a new mathematical equation depending upon the given situation numericals. Larger value of the Y, more elastic material is, for perfect rigid body value should be what? Infinity. Steel is more elastic than copper. Copper is more elastic than aluminum. Second example is bulk modulus. Bulk modulus is given by, it is volume stress upon volume strain, that is F upon A divided by dV upon V, and its expression is also given by minus dP into V divided by dV. Just go through this mathematical formula, these are very important. Third one comes to shearing modulus of rigidity, that is given by what? Capital G. It is given by ratio of tangential stress to the shearing strain, that is F upon A divided by dx upon dy. Just it is another form of equation. And you come across with what is the stress directly proportional strain, that is Hooke's law, and you are plotting the graph strain versus stress. You are going to get what? A different kind of what? A situation from its initial point to point A, point B, elastic limit, plastic behavior, permanent set, and fracture point. And here there is some certain reasons are there, that is Hooke's reason. There are some reasons are what? Permanent set. Okay, now you made it over only here. We made only what here? Just shown the graph here. Okay, rest of the things will be you just read out in theory part. Okay, try to understand what are the different conditions coming in while you are plotting the graph for strain versus stress. Next one, difference between brittle and ductile material, that is expression is given by this expression, just note down. Come to the next one unit is mechanical properties of water fluids. In fluids we are discussing first one is thrust. Thrust is a force acting perpendicular to the surface. It is a vector quantity and it is measured Newton. Thrust is also called what? A force only, in whose SI is also Newton. Comes to next one, pressure. Pressure is given by what? A force per unit area, that is thrust upon area, and whose SI is given by Newton per meter square or Pascal. Its dimensional formula is given m1 l1 l minus 1 t minus 2. Pressure is a scalar quantity, and pressure inside a liquid expression is given by P equals to P naught into rho g h. Come to next one, relative density RD. Relative density RD is defined as it is the ratio of density given to the fluid to the density of pure water, that is density of given liquid to the density of the pure water. RD has the no units, no dimension, and relative density is water more than the relative density of water when the substance will be sink. When you will be float, it will be reverse. Next one, atmospheric pressure. It will be shortcutly given by what? ATM. Air has a weight. Air expands up to 2000 km above the earth's surface, and it is called atmosphere. The pressure exerted on the atmosphere on the all body earth is called what? Atmospheric pressure, whose one atmospheric pressure value is given by 1.013 into 10 to the power of 5 Pascal. It is also given in different units, like a 1 torr equals to 133 Pascal. And another unit of pressure is what? 10 to the power of 5, that is called 1 atmospheric pressure. Move on to the next one, Pascal law. So this law states that if the pressure of liquid changes in a particular point, the changes is transmitted in entire liquid without being diminished, magnified. And based upon the Pascal law, we made a applications. One is hydraulic lift, hydraulic brakes, hydraulic press, and dentist chair, etc. These are also what works on the principle of what? Pascal law. One more law, that is Archimedes principle. When the body is immersed in either completely or partially in a liquid, the rest of the body experiences an apparent loss of weight, which is equals to the weight of the liquid displaced. The principle, it can be given by what? WA equals to W minus WL. Here WA is what? Apparent weight, W is weight of the body, and WL is weight of the displaced liquid. And the uses of the Archimedes principle is given by, which is the density of the metal of the body can be determined, the specific gravity of the substance can be determined, and volume of irregular body can be determined by using this Archimedes principle. Buoyancy is also called what? It is a reverse of thrust. Force will be acting in reverse direction, upward. Laws of flotation. A body in a liquid under the action of two forces, weight of the body acting vertically downwards, the resultant upward thrust acting on vertically upwards. A study of floating bodies leads to following two laws. One is the weight of the floating body must be equal to the liquid displaced. The center of buoyancy and center of gravity must be lie on the same vertical line. Just go through in the synopsis. Next one, there are the two kinds of water flowing of the flows. One is streamline flow, second is what? Turbulent flow. And we made here its list. One is streamline flow, it is a regular and orderly flow. Streamline is irregular and it is a disorderly flow. Motion, every particle parallel to each other. Here motion of the particle random and it is not parallel to each other. In streamline flow, every particle velocity is less than the critical velocity. Here in turbulent flow, every particle velocity is greater than the critical velocity. The velocity of liquid is constant at a point but different at different points. The velocity of liquid at a given point is different from different points. Example for streamline is a river in a calm flow, and the turbulent is hurricane and whirlpools. Next one comes to equations of continuity, and which gives the a mathematical expression which is AV equals to constant, means area and volume are both are what? Constant if the liquid is incompressible. That is, here it is given AV equals to constant. Next one is Bernoulli's principle. It gives the, for a streamline ideal fluid, the total energy unit mass of remain is what? Constant, or it is also given by sum of the kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy per unit mass of an ideal fluid. Streamline motion is constant. Its expression is given by here sum of the kinetic energy, potential energy and pressure energy. Ventimeter, it is a device which measures the flow of speed of the incompressible fluid. Viscosity, it is the property of the fluid virtue of which opposes the relative motion between the adjacent layer of the liquid, that is called viscosity. And the coefficient of viscosity, its expression is given F equals to minus n eta a dV upon dy, and whose assent is given by Newton second per meter square. Next one is terminal velocity. Just go through this expression. Stokes law, that is Stokes law, it states that the viscous force acting on the body, moving body in a fluid is directly proportional to its terminal velocity. Here F equals to 6 pi n r into v. One more important from the fluids, that is Reynolds number. Reynolds number is a pure number which determines the nature of the flow of a liquid through a pipe, and this expression is given by nr equals to rho dV upon eta. and it has a no units and no dimension, nr is less than 1000, then the flow will be streamline antarri. If it is nr is more than the 2000, then the flow is what turbulent. nr is less between 1000 to 2000, flow will be unstable or unsteady. nr is useful to designing ships, submarines, racing cars and aeroplanes. This is very important. Next one comes to surface tension. It is a property of the liquid at rest due to which the liquid surface tends to occupy minimum surface area, acts like a stretched membrane, is called what? A surface tension, and it is a scalar quantity. And next one, surface energy. These are the definitions are there, just read out here. This is very important. One more, cohesive and adhesive force. Cohesive means the force of attraction between the molecules of same substance, that is called cohesive force. The force of attraction between the molecules of different substances, that is adhesive force. If you give the example, the forces between the two molecules of water between molecules is of a sodium chloride. Here adhesive, the forces between the molecule like a glass molecule or a chalk particles to the blackboard. The next one discussion is angle of contact. The angle made by the tangent to the liquid surface at the point of contact with the solid surface inside the liquid. It is given by glass here. This kind of meniscus it forms. Mercury, it will be in this fashion. Here it is for water. This is for mercury. And when this will be dropped on a glass, it makes this kind of water shape, water, and mercury will be makes a spherical shape. Okay. This is the angle of contact between the surface of the glass for water and mercury. The liquids which wet glass, theta will be what? Less than the 90 degree. If the theta is more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree, that list will be given. When it is acute, when it is obtuse, that all these lists are given. They are rise up capillarily, they are fall down capillarily, they have concave meniscus, they are convex meniscus. Next one is excess pressure inside a liquid drop. That expression is given by delta P equals to 2T upon R. And come to the last one, capillary. Capillary means a glass tube, very fine bore is called capillary tube. And capillarity, where it works on the principle like a surface tension, whose mathematical expression given by what? T is equals to RH rho g upon 2 cos theta. So this is all about the brief intro. Welcome to the classwork questions on the chapter of mechanical properties of fluids and solids. The begin with first question. The hydraulic brakes work on the basis of, as you know, we discussed in the synopsis, and this is a concept based question. The hydraulic brakes works on the principle of water, Pascal's law. Option A. Along with the hydraulic brakes, could hydraulic lift and dentist chair, which is also works on the which law? Both these are work on the Pascal's law. Move on to second question. A cube of aluminum whose side is 0.1 meter is subjected to sharing a force of 100 Newton. The top of the face of the cube is displaced to 0.02 centimeter with respect to the bottom of the face. Then the shearing strain would be. Now, this is the that this is only that cube. Now I'll choose the now it will be what displaces as you mentioned in this. It will be applied here force, how much Newton? 100 Newton, because of the 100 Newton, and which is having the fixed length is given, how much it is? 0.1 meter, and it will be displaces how much? X equals to, it is given by 0.02 centimeter. Now they are asking how much, what is its shearing strain. Here shearing strain according to the formula, it is given by, here it is the angle theta, and tan I am taking what? Small, theta becomes what? X by L. Here X is given, it is in centimeter, convert that centimeter into meter, it becomes 0.002, and length is given, how much it is? 0.1 meter. Finally theta can be given by 0.002. Option D. Option D. Okay, shall I move to next question? Question number 3. And one atmospheric pressure is approximately equivalent to how much? We already know that the one atmospheric pressure is calculating by equation of what? Rho g into h. Here density can be given by what? How much it is? 13.6 into 1000. Here gravitation is given by what? 9.8, and h will be given by what? 0.76. After calculation of this one, you are going to get 1.01 into 10 the power of 5 Newton per meter square, that is 1 atm, means 1 atmospheric pressure equals to 1.01 into 10 the power of 5. And the option here it is B, that is 1.01 into 10 the power of 5 Newton per meter square. Move on to next question. Question number 4. When a pressure of 100 atmosphere is applied on a spherical ball of rubber, then its volume reduces to 0.01%. Then the bulk modulus of the material of the rubber in terms of dyne per centimeter square is. So as we know, 1 atmospheric pressure we have come across with what? 1 Newton per meter, 10 the power of Newton per meter square. Here given how much? 100 atmospheric pressure, 100 atm equals to how much it becomes? 10 the power of 7 Newton per meter square. So there is a change in the volume, how much percentage from the original? It is 0.01% of the original volume. Then if you take the ratios of delta V upon V equals terms 0.1%, that percentage can be, we can making what, dividing by what, 100. Then how much you got answer? 0.0001, that is 10 the power of what, -4. When you got delta V upon V, delta V upon V means change in the value with respect to original value is given by how much answer? 10 the power of -4. Then there is a mathematical explanation is there for bulk modulus, that is rho upon, that is delta V upon V. Here density is what, how much it is? It is given by 10 the power of 7 for 100 atmosphere, and delta V upon V is 10 the power of what, -4. After calculation this one, you are going to get 10 the power of 11 Newton per meter square, or this Newton meter square can be converted in terms of dyne, that is 1 into 10 the power of 12 dyne per centimeter square. Means in given option, which one is correct? Option C, that is 1 into 10 the power of 12, it is there in terms of dyne per centimeter square. Shall I move to next question? Shall I move to next question? Question number 5. A mass of liquid contains a cylindrical vessel of cross-sectional area A equals to 8,800 kg. If the pressure at the bottom of the vessel is 4 into 10 the power of 4 Pascal, then then A is equals to how much ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. The given pressure 4 into 10 the power of 4 Pascal, and we know that pressure can be given by what, rho g into h. Rho g into h ನಲ್ಲಿ rho can be given by, density can be given by what, mass upon volume. Here mass as it is, value can be given by what, area into height. Now substitute this in above equation. This is becomes m a into h into rho into gh. H cancel. What the equation comes? mg upon a, or p equals to. Therefore from this equation we make a relation for another relation, a equals to mg upon rho. While substituting the m is how much kg? 800, g 9.8. This is pressure. Pressure is 4 into 10 the power of 4. After substitution and calculation, area you should get how much answer? 0.2 meter square. Area is something around 0.2 meter square. Move on to the next question, students. Shall we move to the next question? Question number 6. A density of ice is rho and density of water is sigma. What will be the decrease in the volume when the mass of m of ice melts? Here they given two density, one is ice and one is what? Water. Now I will take volume of ice can be given by m upon rho. Similarly, volume of ice that is V ice is equals to m upon rho. Volume of water is given by VW is equals to m upon sigma. Now they are telling decrease in volume, that is change in volume can be given by delta V equals to V ice minus V water, that is delta V equals to V ice is m upon rho minus m upon sigma. So m becomes common, that is 1 upon rho minus 1 upon sigma, that is change in the volume. So for given condition, which option is correct? Option D. Okay, students, audio and video is clear, students? Reply me. Okay. Shall I move to next question, students? Question number 7. In which of the following the types of the flows in is the Bernoulli's theorem strictly applicable? As we know, studied the Bernoulli's theorem. From that theorem, they are asking which of the types the flows in Bernoulli's theorem strictly applicable. The Bernoulli's theorem strictly applicable for only the flow should be streamlined and it should not be rotational. And this question is like a concept based for Bernoulli's theorem, strictly applicable, that is option B. Move on to next question. Question number 8. In which of the following cases will the liquid flow in a pipe the most streamlined? So for streamlined, we are using the Reynolds number, that is equation is Reynolds number direct upon R rho G upon viscosity. It should be what? Lesser vector. When the NR is becomes less, then what happens? The radius and the density both are directly, means this should be what? Small. What about viscosity? Viscosity should be what? High. when the condition will be in this, during this condition radius and density should be small and viscosity should be high, then the following case will be water applies, and hence the answer becomes option B, that is liquid has high viscosity, low density, flowing through a pipe in a small radius, and it will becomes a streamlined. Okay. Move on to next question. The load versus elongation graph for 4 wires OA, OB, OC, AD of the same material shown in the figure. The thickest wire is represented by the line. As you know that Young's modulus equation, FL upon A divided by L, then L equals to 3 FL upon A divided by Y. Here the given the same material means Young's modulus L and F are, they all are becomes what here, constant. Then when the F and L and Y constant, then L is inversely proportional to length will be inversely proportional to area. Here length will be minimum, area should be what, maximum. For this condition, when the L becomes, L is minimum and A becomes maximum, then what happens? So thickest wire is represented according to this condition. Thickest wire in out of 4, that will becomes OD, because according to this condition L is inversely proportional to A, that is becomes conditions applied, and option OD, that is A. Next question. A spring is stretched applying a load to its free end. The strain produced in the spring is Anusha. Anusha, ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ ಸಜ್ಜನ್ ಅವರು ಮೈಕ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯ, thank you. So in question number 10, the spring is stretched by applying a load. Spring is stretched applying a load at its free end. Then the strain will be produced in that spring. Strain in the spring is, as you know, this is a concept based, because of the applying spring, because of the apply force, the string will be expanded, so that here it will becomes longitudinal as well as what, sharing, longitudinal and sharing. Move on to next question. So question number 11. The Young's modulus is defined as the ratio of, as we studied in this synopsis, the Young's modulus can be given by the ratio of longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. This is the one way of expressing the Young's modulus. Or this Young's modulus also can be given by, means this longitudinal stress, that is also given by tensile stress divided by longitudinal strain. So answer is option C. The Young's modulus can be expressed the ratio of tensile stress to the longitudinal strain. Option C. Next question. Question number 12. A and B are the two wires whose radius is A twice of that B. They are stretched by the same load. Then the stress on B is. We know that the definition of stress can be given by force upon area. Here the two materials, stress equals to force upon area. The stress is for A wire, it is given by what? F upon A. Area will be what? A. Similarly, stress for B, F upon AB. Now we take the ratios of these two, stress B upon stress A, and their respective equation, FAB, FAA upon F cancel, area of first wire A, area of second wire. Area can be given by pi r square. Substitute pi RA square upon pi RB square. And in given equation, in given question, they suggested that A is twice that of B, so that here pi cancel, radius, the second one twice of the first one, means this is 2 RB square upon RB square. So finally 4 RB square upon RB square. RB square get cancelled. Answer is 4. 4 means the stress of the B wire is 4 times of the stress of A. So given answer is option B, 4 times that of on A. Okay, shall I move to next question? Question number 13. An ideal fluid flows through a pipe of circular cross section, diameter 5 centimeter, 10 centimeter. As shown, the ratio of velocities fluid at A and B is. And reading this question, this is a based upon according to continuity. In according to continuity, it is for two area and volume is given by A1, V1 equals to A2, V2. Or we can see small area, what happens? Velocity will be high. If the large area, what happens? The velocity becomes low. If you follow these condition, then answer becomes, they are asking the ratios of velocity A and B. Look at the area A. A is small, velocity will be high. Then answer will be 4. Large area, velocity low means what? 1. That is for B. This is for A. This is for B. Then answer is 4:1. Option C. Move on to next question. Next question. The flow of liquid streamline for if the Reynolds number is, they are asking for streamline flow. Streamline flow and whose Reynolds number kedakatare, and according to the Reynolds number definition and its applications or properties, NR should be less than the 1000. Then fluid will be what happens? Streamline flow. Then what the answer? Less than 1000. And we made a list there. If it is less than 1000 or more than 1000 or between 1000 to 2000. Okay students, move on to next question. Question number 15. The pressure at the bottom of a liquid tank is not proportional to the, in given 4 option, which one is correct? Option A, Acceleration due to gravity. B. Density of the liquid. C. Height of the liquid. And option D. Area of the liquid surface. Pressure equation can be given by rho g into h. From this equation, here pressure is directly proportional to density. Pressure is directly proportional to gravity. Pressure is directly proportional to height. In given condition, it depends upon rho gh, that is acceleration due to gravity is there, density is there, height is there. On all these cases it will be proportional. Which one is not proportional? About area, because area is not for area. So ultimately your answer is the liquid tank is not proportional to area of the liquid surface. It is option D. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अगले रे क्वेश्चन नंबर 16. Air is blown between the two suspended balls, then what happens? Here the two balls, here the air blown between the two suspended, due to pressure drop between the space of the balls, then pressure will see in between these two poles. If I take A and B, these two, the pressure will be drop here. Because of the pressure drop, they will becomes closer to each other. Balls brings them closer to each other. Pressure drop, closer to each other. Then option which one is correct? Option B. Balls move towards each other. Move on to next question. So next question. A wire length L, area cross section A, hanging from a fixed supporter. The length of the wire hangs to L1 when the mass M is suspended from its free end. The expression for Young's modulus is. So So it is fixed at one end whose length is given L. It will be suspended with mass m. For that mass m, F equals to m into g, and it will be expanded, that is L1. Means whatever the change in the length, that is dl equals to L1 minus L, L1 minus L. And we know that they are asking for Young's modulus. Young's modulus equation is given by force per unit length upon change in the length upon area. Here F can be given by m into g. Make the change equation. In the place of F, m into g into L, and dl is given by, it is the difference between before hanging the mass and after that mass putted L1 minus L into A, and the new Young's modulus equation according to this result. Which one is answer correct? Option A. Option A. Students, shall I move to next question? Okay, shall I move to next question? Question number 18. When a liquid is flowing through a tube of variable diameter, liquid will be flowing for variable diameter, for this condition, what happens to the pressure? We know that from the Bernoulli's theorem, Bernoulli's equation, when pressure is maximum, when velocity should be minimum. Then which answer is correct? Option B. That is according to the Bernoulli's equation, when the pressure is maximum, then velocity will be minimum. Move on to next question. स्टूडेंट नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अगले. So next question, 90th. The bulk modulus of a spherical object is B if it is subjected a uniform pressure P, then the fractional decrease in the radius is. So this is all about the bulk modulus. We know that bulk modulus is equals to P delta V upon V. You can take as equation number 1. This is for volume of spherical object. Is given by volume equation is what? 4 upon 3 pi r cube, and change in the volume for the spherical object is given by pi r square upon into delta r. Now you take the ratios of V and delta V. Minus V upon delta V, 4 upon 3 pi r cube, 4 upon 3 r square into delta r. After cancellation, r upon 3 into delta r. The small r, capital R, both are here. Don't get confused. So this is equation number 2. And 1 and 2 are putting this V upon delta V. Put 2 in 1. Then the equation becomes P r 3 into delta r. So finally answer delta r upon r upon 3 B. So which option correct? Move on to next question. copper of fixed value V is drawn into wire of a length L. When the wire is subjected to constant force, the extension produced in the wire is delta L. Which of the following graph is a straight line? For this answer, to finding this answer, a copper wire is fixed whose length is given by L, and applying some putting force means applying a mass, it is going to change its length delta L. We know that volume equals to area into length, or area equals to V upon L, and you know that Young's modulus is equals to FL upon FL into A into delta L. Rearranging this equation, delta L FL Y by A substituting in the place of A this following equation becomes F L square upon Y into V. From this equation here, delta is F Y V, all are constant. If we take delta is direct proportional to L square R3, then our answer is B, that is delta L is versus to L square, to getting a graph of straight line. Shall I move to next question, students? Audio, video is correct, students? Voice ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Hello students. Question number 21. If liquid does not wet on the glass, then what is the angle of contact is? From this synopsis we discussed, here liquid on the glass, it makes an obtuse angle. Okay, it is there in synopsis, so I cannot share with diagram. For liquid does not wet glass, its angle of contact is obtuse. concept based question. Next question. The breaking stress of wire depends upon. Here breaking stress of a wire depends upon material of the wire, because that material is how much good quality, how much capable of what elasticity, strength, everything, and which is not does not depend upon the length, does not depend upon the radius and shape. It is only depend upon the material of the wire, and this is a concept based question. Concept based. Move on to next question. #23. The wettability of a surface by a liquid depends primarily on. It does not depend upon the density, viscosity, surface tension. Answer is it is depend upon angle of contact between surface and liquid. On that basis only we can give the wettability of the surface. That is, answer is angle of contact between the surface and the liquid. Move on to next question. Question number 24. A fluid is a streamline flow across a horizontal pipe of variable area of cross section. For this, which of the following statement is correct? So, a pipe, they are telling about variable, means one side volume will be more and I will take another volume will be what, less, when the streamline flow will be flowing. And we discussed from the continuity equation, that is AV equals to constant, means velocity is maximum, pressure will be more. If the velocity is less, then pressure will be, velocity maximum, pressure is low, velocity is minimum, pressure will be high, and this is based upon according to the equation of continuity. Then your answer is option A, that is velocity is maximum at narrowest part of the pipe and pressure is maximum at widest part of the pipe. Okay students, shall I move to next question? ಯಾರೇನು ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಕತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. Next question. Question number 25. A wire suspended vertically from one of its ends, stretched by attaching the weight 200 Newton to the lower end. The weight stretches by the wire 1 millimeter. Then what is this elastic energy stored in the wire? It is at fixed at one end and they are asking about the energy, and force is given by 200 Newton. It will be extended for 1 millimeter, 1 into 10 the power of minus 3 meter, and they are asking about elastic energy stored in wire. Elastic stored in the energy in that wire equation is given by 1 by into F into L, force into extension. 1 by 2, force is how much? 200 Newton. Extension is how much? Length is 1 into 10 the power of minus 3. After the calculation, 100 into 10 the power of minus 3 joule or 0.1 joule. That much of energy will be stored, and that is option is A. Shall I move to next question? to next question. Question number 26. A steel wire having the radius 2 millimeter carrying a load of 4 kg hanging from ceiling, given that G is equals to 3.15 meter per second square, what will be the tensile stress that would be developed in the wire? Here wire is fixed with certain mass whose radius is 2 millimeter and gravitation is 3.15 meter per second square. Here force equals to mass into gravitation, that is given by 4 kg, and depend upon the given condition, it is a tensile force is given by tensile stress, force upon area. Here force is m into g and area is pi r square. Substitute 4 kg then 4 g is, it is mentioned 3.1 pi r is 2 into 10 the power of minus 3 the power of square, then pi cancel. After calculating this one, 12.4 4 into 10 the power of minus 6, so finally 3.1 into 10 the power of 6 Newton per meter square. And which option is correct? Option C. Move on to next question, friends. One end of the horizontal thick copper wire, length is 2L, radius is 2R, is welded to end of another horizontal thin copper wire, length is L, radius is R. When the arrangement is stretched by applying the force at the two ends, the ratio of the elongation in the thin wire to the thick wire is how much? One is thick, that is 2L, and radius is also 2R, is connected with R and length is L. We know that Young's modulus FL upon E into delta L. Rearranging this one, delta L can be written by FL upon, in the place of A, phi r square into y. From this equation we can give the equation for length upon radius square. Now they mention the two wires. First one is thick copper wire, that is delta L2 2L upon and 2R square. In this format, if you write the equation, 2L upon 2R square. So this is equation number 1. Similarly, another thin copper wire, that is delta L1, that is L upon R square, equation number 2. So dividing 2 by 1, finally delta L1 upon delta L2 equals to L by R square divided by 2L upon 4R square. So finally answer is 2, option C. Move on to next question. Shall I move to next question, students? Now students, when the load of 5 kg is hung on a wire, extension of 3 centimeter takes place, then what is the work done will be? So we know that the work done for extension for a hanging spring or anything, that is given by W equals to force into extension. Here it is, force is hanging means M into G will be acting. Here mass is given, how much it is, 5, and G I am taking 10, then it becomes 50 Newton. Substitution, 1 by 2, force is 50, extension will be 3, and final answer is around 75 joule, option A. It is work done will be 75 joule. Move on to next question. Shall I move to next question? Yes, question number 29. A wooden block, it is given, with a coin is placed on its top, floats in the water as shown in figure. The distance L and H are shown. Here it is H, here it is L. After some time, the coin will be falls into water. Then what happens? As looking at the diagram, the block moves up with the fall of coin. Then what happens? L will be decreases. Similarly, H also decreases because coin is in water. It displaces water equal to its own volume only. That is the reason both L and H will be decreases. After some time, the coin will be falls into the water. Okay, shall we move to next question? Friends, reply me. So finally, we are in the last question, 30th question. If m is the mass of the water that rises in a capillary tube, radius is r, then mass of the water which will rise in the capillary tube of radius 2r is how much? So this is a capillary tube. It is makes a meniscus and it is the water. Here the two tensions will be acting. One is acting downward, that is m into g, and one is up one, 2 pi r into t. Here both 2 pi r into tension equals to m into g. From this condition, here mass is directly proportional to radius. When the mass is directly proportional to radius, for new radius in the given problem it is 2r, means 2r means 2m, means new mass from the old mass it is how much time? 2m times. Option is A, 2m. Here m dash becomes 2r, whatever the earlier mass is, that is 2 times of the, whatever the new mass is there, 2 times of the old mass, because of the radius, because mass is directly proportional to radius. Okay students.